Hey everyone, Joy from Sunday Sounds here. Let's take a look at our patch designed in the style of Goodness of God, as originally performed by Bethel Music. We play this song in its original key of A flat and at its original tempo of 63 BPM. So for this song, you're going to have octaves in the left hand the whole time. The lower note adds in the electric piano. And if you play just the upper note, then it will just be piano. The EP is in the lower left-hand range, A flat and below. And then the piano covers the entire length of the keyboard. When the mod wheel is at 50 to 100, we have an organ with some chord triggers in the same lower left-hand range. And at 50% mod, the Leslie speed is slower. And then at up to 100%, it's faster. So you can hear the organ in there. Then we also have a synth pad just at 100% in the bass, covering some of the lower notes. It's on some of them. And then there's also a few notes up here that will layer in with the piano. So for much of this song, I'm playing the same open chords or little melodies, just in different places on the keyboard. So there's a lot of freedom to do what you'd like. In the song, the piano is a little bit sparse, so there's lots of options about how you'd like to do it. So for this song, the keys don't come in until chorus 1. So the intro and verse 1 don't have any keys in the recording, but you could play, if you wanted to, with the mod wheel all the way down at 0. During those if you'd like. But if you'd like to do it exactly like the record, then you'll want to wait to come in until chorus 1. So here's what that sounds like. So the mod wheel will be at 0 for this chorus. You'll want it all the way down. So you have the piano and the EP in the left hand. So you'll be playing these octaves in the left hand and some simple piano chords in the right. Again, the piano goes the full range of the keyboard, so you can play up higher instead if you'd like. For the right hand, I like to add in the second note in the scale. Makes it a little bit more interesting. So adding in that extra note there. And then I like to do this little melody. You can hear it kind of pop in and out throughout the song. And I like to kind of start with these two notes together. And then that left hand is just playing those root notes throughout the chorus. So after our first chorus, it moves right into verse 2. And I like to do verse 2 with the mod wheel at 50. And here's what that sounds like. So you'll have the mod wheel here at 50 for verse 2, and you'll bring the organ in on those lower left-hand notes, so you do want to make sure that you're playing in octaves. And again, your right hand is just playing some simple kind of sparse chords. You can add in that little bit there. Okay, so after our second verse, we'll move right into chorus 2, and here's what that sounds like. So we're keeping the mod wheel at 50 for this, and you want to keep going with the left hand in octaves, so you still have that organ in there. And I like to kind of shift my hand position now. Instead of kind of covering in this area with the A flat on the bottom, I like to now shift. So I've got E flat on the bottom, A flat, and E flat. And then I add in that kind of melody that I was doing before, just this time it's a little bit higher up. And you'll notice as you're doing this walk down, I don't change the open chord a whole lot. It's just going to change from this so that you're not doing a whole lot of movement up there. And you keep them nice and open. Okay, so that will move right into the bridge. And the bridge will play twice through and then end with a 1 measure interlude before going into a down chorus. And we'll have our mod wheel here at 100. So for the bridge, it goes all the way through 2 times and ends with that 1 measure interlude before it goes back into a down chorus. I like to shift my hand position again, so now I'm back to kind of how I was in the start, except up here with the A flat at the bottom, E flat, and then A flat here. And I like to start it with really open chords, and then I add a little bit of movement. So I like to start out the first half of the bridge kind of with the open chords. And then the second repeat of the chorus, I like to add a little bit of movement. But you'll notice the chords stay really similar. So that same note right there in the middle. And then I like to bring the mod wheel down then during that 1 measure hold, so then you can have a nice fade into the down chorus. So now we have our down chorus, and this is similar to the previous chorus. And I'm going to play some nice open chords, but a little bit lower. Here's what that sounds like. So same thing with this chorus as we just had in the last section. We're going to have a 1 measure vamp before going into a final big chorus. So you're going to hold that for an extra 4 beats, and that will allow you to bring the mod wheel up for the final big chorus. So same thing with this. You could bring it all the way down here. Or you could add in the octaves. there's lots of options about how you want to do it and how much you'd like to build, just depending on how your band is playing it. So now for our final big chorus, the mod wheel is going to be all the way at 100, and this is what it sounds like. So for this final big chorus, we're going to be playing here in this upper range, just with these open chords, similar to how we did in the bridge. So if you noticed that I played these open chords and I only changed a couple of the notes. So that makes it kind of consistent through the parts that you're playing, to not have a whole bunch of different inversions. And because there are chord triggers in the organ, in the left hand, and the electric piano, it kind of fills out the sound really nicely. And then the only other thing to note is there is just the one tag that they do in the album at the end. So instead of ending on the 1 initially, they go ahead and end on the 6 for the first tag, and then they end on the 1 for the last one. Okay, so just to recap the mod wheel positions here. The mod wheel at 0 is where we first start at chorus 1. And then after we finish chorus 1, for verse 2 and chorus 2, as well as our down chorus, we like to do it at 50. And then at 100, we're gonna have our bridge and our final big chorus. Now, before I let you go, I wanted to let you know there is a Facebook group called Sunday Sounds Insiders, where you can find a community of like-minded worship leaders and musicians, sneak peeks, last-minute troubleshooting help, rig photos, all sorts of stuff. So it would be awesome to see you in there. Until then, I'm Joy with Sunday Sounds. See you next time.